Hi, and welcome back to the All Scale Slot Car Den. I'm Dennis, and we have done it. We have reached the finale of the Matchbox, the Lesney Matchbox 1 to 75 series, the vintage series that ran from 1953 all the way to 1969. Cars that many of you watching probably had in your childhood, in your very young life, such as me. I had these before I knew anything else, and these are the cars that I always say are the ones that got me into cars and ultimately into slot cars, and the love of these has carried on through my whole life. And I've been featuring these in a series of videos. This is the last installment. I thank each and every one of you who has been following the entire series, and if you haven't, this is all going to be on a playlist. It is all on a playlist, and this last episode will be added to that playlist, so you could just follow all the way through. If you're in love with these cars, I thank you for watching, and thank you for just being here and just basking in the presence of these cars. That's all basically we're here for, is to celebrate the 1 to 75 series. In this series, I've talked about every single car and all the major variations in the series of every single car. And we've been running through one at a time, all the way from the number one as it evolved from 1953 all the way to 1969 until it got to the super fast wheels. So this talks about every single car. So I urge you to go back if you've missed all the other episodes. It's never too late. They're all on a playlist. You could just follow along and just enjoy yourself. And I know many of you have had a lifelong love, like I had, of these Matchbox cars. And let's finish this off. We're gonna start off with the number 70. And we're going to go and finish it at number 75. And then there's going to be a little treat for those of you who have followed along. I'm going to show a few extra things at the end of this video, and I think you'll enjoy them if you're into Matchbox. And you'll see, we'll get there. All right, so let's continue with number 70 as we're almost through with this series. This is the 70A, and this ran from 1959 to 1965. This was the Ford Thames estate car in yellow and turquoise, and it either had no windows, clear windows, or green windows. And the wheels are gray plastic, or they were silver plastic or black plastic. Nice colors on this car. Very, very nice. And if I can remember, I will put it up against this trusty box, which I've had during the entire series, the same box, and we could see the dimensions. As I have mentioned before, if this is your first time watching this, that all Matchbox cars were not created equal in size. They are very different in many cases. So we're just doing this as a comparison. All right, the 70B ran from 1966 to 1969. And this, one of my very favorites. I know I've said that probably about 100 times through these cars, but this was definitely one of my favorites in childhood. And this was the Ford grit spreading truck. And it was one of my favorites because it had this little slide panel here that slides and opens up. And I remember putting sand in there, and then when you slid that panel out, the sand would come through, and that would be your grid spreader, and it come through the bottom here, and that would be awesome, especially to a child such as me. Loved it, spent many probably hours with this grid spreading truck. And the hopper came in dark yellow or light yellow, and this pull piece was either black or gray, and it came with black plastic wheels. One of my very favorites, most memorable, one of the, I would say, top 10 memorable trucks. And of those 10, they're all just as memorable to me. So I shouldn't do that. I love every one of these. I have to stop that. All right, now we get to number 71 as we're winding our way down. Oh, let me put that up there. Yeah, I remembered. All right, number 71A. Ran from 1953 to 1959 to 1963, the Austin 200-gallon water truck. And this, another military vehicle, came in this olive green, and it came with fine or knobby black plastic wheels. Very nice. And you've seen a number of these military trucks. I believe, no, this isn't the last of them. This is not the last in the series. All right, and that was the 71A. All right, which evolved in 1964 to 1968 to the 71B, the Jeep Gladiator J200 townside pickup truck. And that was in red. And the interior was either green or white. See if you can see in there. There's the white interior. Very, very nice pickup truck. And very large, pretty large. Okay, and then here's another one. I have to stop. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. 71C ran from 1968 to 1969. The Ford Esso heavy wreck truck. And that was in this red, beautiful color, beautiful truck. Oh, I'm not going to say it, but I want to say it so bad. Okay, and that had this movable hook, which was either red or yellow. And the rear tires and wheels were orange or yellow. That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm sorry, the windows were green or yellow. What did I say? The rear tires? No, the windows there were green or yellow. I know I was missing something. I was like, wait a second, rear tires. Okay, so that was the heavy wreck truck, the Ford heavy wreck truck. And now we get into 72. Ran from 1959 to 1968. Oh, look at the size of that. Look at the size of that. Okay, and to 1966, I'm sorry, 59 to 66 was the Fordson Major tractor in blue. Beautiful blue color on this tractor. And as always, issues with the tires coming off over time with the warping on the wheels. And the front tires and wheels were gray plastic or black plastic. And the rear tires and wheels were orange or yellow. That's the Fordson Major tractor. I'll put that aside before I lose that wheel. And that became the number 72B, 1967 through 69, was the Jeep CJ5. And that was yellow, this yellow, and the interior was either red or white. Very nice, very nice. And even give you the extra tire on there just in case you lose one. Oh, look at that, I lost one. There it is right there. Let me put it aside. That's the dimensions of it. I'll stick that on after the video. All right, now we are rounding it up to number 73. Ran from 1959 to 1961. The 10-ton pressure refueler. And this was in this bluish gray. And that is another awesome, awesome vehicle. Guess you can call this a military vehicle. So this would be the last one, if this is. And that ran in gray plastic or black plastic wheels. Very nice truck, very beautiful. And here's one that a lot of the slot car people following along are gonna like, and a lot of Ferrari fans, such as myself, love. The 73B. This ran from 1962 to 68. The Ferrari F1 racing car. And this was number 73 in red. Awesome Ferrari. Awesome Ferrari. Love it. And that driver was either gray or white. And the tires were black plastic. I love this. I shouldn't be saying this all the time. Okay, there's the size. All right, and here's another one from my childhood that I loved. And this is the 73C, ran from 68 to 69, the Mercury commuter station wagon in this beautiful, lovely, metallic, light green color. Love this car. Love this car. And there's those two dogs in the back. I told my friends when I was little, I said, I want to have a station wagon when I grow up. I love station wagons. And I remember my friend said, oh, we get it, Dennis. We get it. We know why. And I never understood why till I got to be a little older. And then I put it all together. And I think he said that because I would probably want to have a lot of children, which means I would want to have a lot of, you know. So, okay, we'll leave it at that. And these tires came in black plastic. And that was the 73C. Now, as we wind down, and you can see that's oversized for that box. Could not fit in that box. And no, went into a different box. After this, at some point, if there's enough interest, I'll pull out all the boxes and we'll put them all together and see what we're looking at. All right, now we go to number 74, the 74A. And this ran from 59 to 65. And this was the Mobile Refreshments Canteen. And this came in silver, white, pink, or cream. Very unique vehicle from Matchbox. And the interior was light blue, dark blue, or aqua. And I got that open in there so you could see it's a stand. And this flips open. And now I can't do it again. But this flips open. You saw it. You can rewind the video. You saw it. Now I can't get it open. I don't want to damage it. But okay, like I said, inside there, it was either light blue, dark blue, or aqua, and it had gray plastic or silver plastic wheels. Awesomely unique vehicle. Mobile Refreshments Canteen. And not as large as you would think, very large. It goes across the size of the box, but for something like that. And now we get into something that's extremely large, and we will get into the 74B. And this ran from 66 to 67, and this was the Daimler bus, the SO Extra Petrol. And this had decals or labels, and this one ran in cream. And I remember I would always imagine myself climbing aboard and then taking a seat up at the top there in the Daimler bus. And this came in cream with black plastic wheels. Very large bus, as you can see. Very large. I don't think I liked these too much as a kid because they took up, I had that Matchbox, that vinyl container, and it would really take up a lot of space in there. And then that in 1968, that remained the Daimler bus, but it changed colors to green. And still with the SO Extra Petrol labels and still black plastic wheels. So it was the same, but in green. There we go. And this also in 1969 was the same, but in red. And those years may have overlapped. Maybe they all came out in the same time. If you know otherwise, let me know. Maybe they all were released at the same time. But any research I did found that it was 1 year after another. But yeah, let me know in the comments. If anything, I don't claim to be an expert on any of this stuff, so if you find anything otherwise, let me know. I'd love to hear, love some feedback on this stuff. And yeah, I would love it. All right, now, here we go. We're reaching the final one, number 75. And this was the 75A, ran from 59 to 1964. The beautiful Ford Thunderbird. I'd love Auto World to do this. Beautiful car. The Ford Thunderbird. And that came in cream and pink with silver trim and red tail lights. And the base plate was black, dark blue, light blue, or teal. I love this car. Wow. And I think many people feel the same way. And this was pretty long, not longer than the box. And for the final car in the series, but hang on after this because there's going to be a little bonus footage. All right, the 75B ran from 1965 to 69. It's the Ferrari. Let's end it up with this beautiful Ferrari Berlinetta in this dark green with the disc wheels. And it came in turquoise with spoke wheels, or light green with spoke wheels, or red with disc wheels. This is a great way to finish up the 1 to 75 series with this Ferrari Berlinetta. I love it. And the base was either gray or unpainted. And that'll do it for the 1 to 75 series. Let me get that up there, large. And there's a sports car with a hook on it, like we've mentioned in a lot of these cases. And thank you so much for hanging out with me and just basking in the beauty and the wonders of the Matchbox 1 to 75 series from 1953 to 1969. Now let's get into some bonus footage. Like I had said, I'm not too much into the superfast wheels, and during 1969 they started phasing that out when Hot Wheels came around, so I kind of lost interest in it, but I do have a few, and you'll see a common theme on what I have. And I do have more, but I've given them to my grandchildren, but these are the ones I'm holding on to because I love these and they hold something special to me. And these are from various years through the 70s, 80s, and 90s that I've collected. There's just a few, so if you want to hang out for some extra bonus footage here we go. And this was the number 17 in 1972. And this was the Londoner swinging London Canopy Street bus in red. And isn't that awesome? That is awesome. Love this bus, and you could see the super fast wheels on it. And this came out in 1972, and look at the size of that. That thing is tremendous. Let's put that over there. And now you're going to start to see a theme involved here. And you'll see this was the number 9 in 1984 to 85, the Fiat Abarth, this number 3 Alitalia. And you're going to see quite a bit of this because this is my favorite livery of them all. In any form, Matchbox, slot cars, anything, real life, airplanes, anything. I love this livery, the Alitalia Fiat Abarth. And with that green, white, and red, I absolutely love that. And you can see this is a huge car. All right, and sticking with that theme, the number 65 in 1990 was the Alitalia Skybus, and I'm sorry, the airport coach. In this is the white version of it. White, green, red, and black, and of course the super fast wheels. And this was a little bit of plain for my taste. There is the A there for the Alitalia logo, but a little plain for my taste. You can see it's huge. So, but no need to fear because they made this, the Alitalia airport coach, the green version. And this came in a gift set where Matchbox did gift sets for the different airlines. So basically every airline had their own gift set of an airport coach and a Jeep and the airplane, a 3-pack. And this was the Alitalia. And I love this. And much more than that. But I love this. I'm not going to say I don't love this. I had to have it for my collection. So yes, that's the first part of that gift set. Now we get to, in 1990 they made these, the Alitalia Skybusters Airbus, the A30B. And that's a really unique thing. I don't think we've seen an airplane in any of the 1 to 75 series. We've seen several boats, but I believe this is our first airplane. And with that Alitalia livery, I absolutely love it. And like I said, these come with these came out with all the different airlines. And the third part of that gift set was the Alitalia Land Rover Defender. And this was a must-have for the collection. If you have a certain airline that you love their liveries, love their colors, these are available in most everything, and especially in this Alitalia. I love that green, love that. And it's even got a little hook there. That's that gift set from 1990. And wrapping up, the super fast in my collection that I haven't given away is this Pontiac GTO Judge. This ran 96 to 97, and this was number 70 in this series. I love this GTO Judge. This one came in orange with that yellow. And yes, it was number 70 in the US, number 64 in the rest of the world. Matchbox changed up their numbers in different regions. So there's a little variation in some of the numbers. But I love this GTO Judge. I love that as a slot car. And I'm on the hunt for my favorite, one of my favorite bands of all time is In Excess. And they put out a special GTO Judge just for that when they released their album Elegantly Wasted in 96 or 97. And yeah, I'm on the hunt for that. If anybody has that In Excess, Elegantly Wasted, GTO Judge, please contact me, because I would love to add that to my collection. Love this car. All right, and that's the bonus footage from the Matchbox diecast series. But have no fear, there are others to come here, and I'm just going to give you a sneak peek here on what we have to come. And I'll give you a hint, they are slot cars. If you're not aware, Matchbox did slot cars back from 78 to 82. And they did this. I'm going to put these together because this was a set with this police car and this Chevy Monza funny car that says "Catch Me" on it. And it was actually a U-turn set, just like those Tyco U-turn sets. And I'm going to feature this. I'm going to feature these Matchbox slot cars in an upcoming video. So stay tuned. If you happen to like this, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. It's free, there's no charge. And anytime I put out a video, which is not too frequent, maybe every week at the most, every other week, sometimes once a month, that's about my frequency. So I'm not gonna, overload your feed with videos. That's not gonna happen. So feel free to like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be notified when I do have a video out, and this way you don't miss it. And because there's a lot of fun stuff coming up, I could tell you. And now we're getting into slot car season, and I can't wait to get into some stuff. So that's all free if you want to do that. I would appreciate a like. It lets me know that people do have interest in what you're seeing, and that lets me know that what I do is making somebody happy. My goal here is to not make a fortune out of this. I'm not going to make a fortune out of this. I've spent way more than I'm ever going to receive in slot car money, so that's out of the possibility. But yeah, that's all. I just like to know. I'd like to get feedback that people do like the stuff, like the videos, and care. And if you want to leave a comment, I love reading comments. I'll always answer them, and that lets me know people are interested. Otherwise, I might tend to, lose a little interest. But I don't think so, because I think I'll do this for myself, even if nobody's watching, because I just love it. And continuing with the Matchbox series, the Matchbox cars. And we have this Super Boss. Tyrone Malone truck racing. Awesome, awesome. I believe they did this in majority of black as well. Real nice racing truck. If you're into Carrera race trucks, you'll see the similarities. And this is awesome. The only bad thing about Matchbox, I'm not going to get into it in this video. Like I said, I'm going to feature them in an upcoming video. That these pickup shoes are too close for normal HO slot car rails, and you won't run without any kind of modification to them. They need to run on their own tracks unless you do modify those. So, but we'll talk about them in that upcoming video. This is just a little sneak preview on what's to come. And here's some more. I'm not done with these Matchbox slot cars, because we have this beautiful Porsche 911 Turbo, this number 5 Golf version. And this one actually has lights. Just a sneak preview. Just a sneak preview on what to expect. And let's not leave out the Jägermeister and this BMW 320i, this number 54 Jägermeister. Beautiful cars from Matchbox. And this was 78 to 82-ish when they put these out, and they still stand up so well today. So beautiful. And for those of you who are inclined, having a little fun with the kids, you can have some fun with the kids on Matchbox. Or if your own childhood has recollections of things like this, they have a car dedicated to Spider-Man and his Spider-Mobile. This was a special Matchbox car. And last but certainly not least, saving one of these for last, and this was the Incredible Hulk van. The Incredible Hulk van. This is not easy to find. So if you ever see this and you're in need or want of this, grab it while you see it, because these do not come up very often. Pretty rare cars. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. Beautiful slot cars. And that's going to do it for the Matchbox 1 to 75, 1953 to 1969, plus a little extra series. Thank you all for who've been loyal and watched every episode. If you haven't, you can go back, check out the playlist, enjoy, and look for more stuff ahead. I'm primarily a slot car channel, but every now and then, like this, you'll be surprised on what's going to be featured on the channel. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and you have a great day.